Hello, and welcome to another episode of NFHS Now. I'm your host, John Gillis. Today, we are very pleased to share with you a video that was sent to us by Ohio High School Athletic Association Director of Communications, Tim Streed. As you will see in a few moments, it addresses the OHSAA's Inside Out initiative. As we all know, only a select few high school athletes play at the collegiate level, and even fewer go on to play professionally. Sadly, there is a win-at-all-cost culture in today's society. This video addresses the real purpose of high school education-based athletics, which goes way beyond just wins and losses. So, won't you join me as we watch Inside Out Initiative?
Hello, I'm Dan Ross, Executive Director of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and we need to spend a few minutes talking about high school sports. High school sports are many things to many people. While there's no question we want every student and every team to achieve success, it is imperative that all of us understand the real purpose of high school sports and what they are designed to accomplish. Sometime within the last decade or so, we have moved to a win-at-all-cost culture, and we've lost sight of what the real purpose of high school sports is all about. And the real purpose is educational. The potential of what we can provide students during their participation in sports is incredible. But we have to be aware of it, we have to be conscious of it, and we have to be intentional about what we do. Sports provide coaches with endless opportunities to take advantage of teachable moments and to hold our students accountable to a set of expectations. If the values are only defined by the scoreboard, then coaches are going to overlook those teachable moments. They're going to overlook the opportunity to hold students accountable because their livelihood and their value is only defined by whether or not they win the game. That's why the OHSAA is so excited to be a part of the Inside Out initiative, where we have partnered with the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Cleveland Browns. The Inside Out initiative is a way of looking at sports differently. This initiative is trying to help our school administrators hire and work with coaches who understand that they need to help our students acquire skills that will help them each day become a better person than they were the day before.
Hi, I'm Cincinnati Bengals head coach Marvin Lewis. In the NFL, our number one goal is to win games. At the high school level, winning is also the goal, but the purpose is much different. School leaders and communities need to broaden the scope on how they define success. They must realize the real purpose of high school sports is educational, and coaches should be there to teach and to help young people become better citizens. The Ohio High School Athletic Association, the OIAA, and the two pro football teams in Ohio, including the Bengals, have joined forces to bring the Inside Out initiative to Ohio. In simple terms, the intent is to transform the win-at-all-cost sports culture that exists in high school sports today to one that focuses on the development of the student first and the athlete second.
The Inside Out initiative origins began, I was part of an advisory board with the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, looking at some of the moral issues in the NFL and across this country. In the midst of that, Roger turned to me and asked me if I would speak to coaching character in the context of can you coach character in a way that would address many of the social issues that we face in this country. After that meeting, I called up Jody Redmond, asked her if she would partner with me. We submitted a grant to the NFL Foundation, and that was the beginning of the initiative. I think it's important from the NFL's perspective and its local teams. There's a social moral responsibility to give back. I think it's incredibly important that we have this tool, this unbelievable educational tool called sports, in America to leverage for the educational, the social, emotional, moral, ethical development of young people. So to have sports remain in a domain of win at all costs at the expense of the growth and development of student athletes would be a tremendous miss.
Sports used to be about high school students playing for their school. And sometime in the last 10 to 15 years, it's gone to now an opportunity as an $8 billion industry. So sports no longer are about kids. They're now about adults making a living in the sports industry. So the focus has shifted. It's shifted from playing a game for your school and having very defined seasons to playing year-round on several teams, traveling all over the country for opportunities. And while there is an opportunity for students to have a good experience there, it really is a different philosophy than what one would look at when we define it as an educational experience.
Well, I think cultural shift is going to begin with awareness of just how broken our sports systems are. I think just about every study shows that the longer student athletes play, the higher levels they attain, the more morally and ethically callous they become. There's something leukemic from youth sports on up to the healthy moral development of young people. But I think built on that awareness, it's going to take every stakeholder, from school boards, from communities, principals, parents. Everyone's got to come together around a cultural shift. Why do we have sports if they're not going to be education-based, if they're not going to develop the moral, ethical performance of young people?
So for this initiative to be successful, it really is about a systemic change model. We're looking at shifting the culture of sport. And it centers on 4 A's. It centers on awareness, alignment, action, and accountability. Awareness of really what is the value of sport for our students who are participating. Alignment, we have to be aligned. The school community has to be aligned. Not just the coach trying to, bring about some kind of character development or growth for the student, but it really, the coach can't stand alone and out there on their own. So it's really about aligning the school boards, the principals, the superintendents, the coach, the parent, the community around what is the value of what sport should be for our kids. Winning, again, is wonderful, and there are great lessons that come from winning and losing. But really, we have to get at what is the human growth potential that we're trying to grow within our students. Action, we have to have a clear process that will help school communities put this in place. And then finally, accountability. What are the accountability factors? How do we hold the school communities accountable to the transformative power of what sport can bring?
Yeah, the NFL Foundation is the charitable arm of the NFL. So the foundation has been terrific to this initiative. And mind you, these initiatives is about all sports. It's about male and female. So the NFL Foundation has fully funded this. We go into Ohio with no economic needs. It's really a gift from the NFL Foundation and in partnership with the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. They've been terrific partners. They understand that social corporate responsibility as well. Every team is figuring out you not only have to put great players on the field, but you've got to put citizens on the street as well. So the partnership has given us tremendous leverage and opportunity to use all of the cachet of the NFL today to bring that to bear in partnership with the educational systems in Ohio.
In recent years, we've had a lot of conversation with our athletic administrators in Ohio about what's the next step. How do we continue to support our coaches to train, to educate, to provide that level of support so they can enhance in their particular position. And if you step back and look at the role of the athletic administrator among the myriad of things that we do, beyond transportation, contracts, making sure the facilities are good, really one of the most important pieces, if not the most important piece that we do, is the charge of putting the best teachers in front of our students in the athletic sense. If you take an even broader view of that, you look at all the stakeholders, in particular parents, students, the athletic community, the school community, boards of education, administrators, and really this is a look at how can we best refocus on what our true mission is, as we like to call it, true north, of the purpose of education-based athletics. With the help of the NFL Foundation, the Bengals, the Browns, the OHSAA, OIAA, and our other administrative groups, we now have a really unique opportunity to step up and address this piece of how do we reclaim the function and the purpose of education-based athletics in our school sports program.
High school sports are many things to many people. While I'm one of the few lucky people that has reached the NFL, it is imperative that all of us understand the real purpose of high school sports. The OHSAA, the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association, the NFL, and the two pro football franchises in Ohio, including the Browns, have joined forces to bring the Inside Out initiative to Ohio. In simple terms, the intent is to transform the win-at-all-cost sports culture that exists in high school sports today to one that focuses on the development of the student first and the athlete second. The goal is to win, but the purpose of high school sports is for coaches to stress the human growth and development of their participants. If you believe the culture within your school community needs to change, make sure your school gets involved in this important initiative.
We invite all of our member schools to join us in this journey where sports help our high school students transform into productive, positive leaders of tomorrow. This is not only imperative for your school, but also for your school community. So school board members and superintendents, talk to your principals and athletic administrators about the culture of your school's athletic program. Ask this question: how are our coaches transforming students' lives? We all have a stake in this endeavor, so we encourage your school to get involved. Thank you for your time and have a great year.